Good morning, it's Monday, so it's the Monday Motivator. My name's Gillie and I'm here today to talk to you about creating the future that you want. So I was always a great believer in living in the present, which does actually help you quite a lot. It helps you be mindful, it helps you have a lot of fun in the short term, but it doesn't actually help you get you to where you want to be. So if there's something, if you're wanting a different result to one you're getting, so if you want something out of your future than you're getting in your present, then you have to kind of look forward a little bit. And there's a technique that I learned many years ago called future pacing. So I'm going to use that with you today. Basically, I'm going to ask you this question. So where is it that you ultimately want to be? So you might have something that you're specifically looking forward to, say in the short term, for instance, a wedding or a holiday, or perhaps even Christmas. I can't believe I'm mentioning that now, but it's only about six months away. Or it could be something that's further in your future. So it could be something, for instance, that's in later life when you're older, so you want to be fit and healthy. It could be that you want to be fit and fabulous at 50. I know that's a big one for a lot of the ladies that come on FitFarms. They decide they don't want to be fat and frumpy, they want to be fit and fabulous, and they often get there as well. But what I want you to try and do now is imagine you in that time. So let's say it's in a year's time or 6 months time, or even it could be a month's time or 2 months time, but decide when it is that you want to focus on and where you want to be in that time. And so first of all, imagine yourself that you've done what you said you were going to do, and at that point you've achieved your goals. And how are you going to feel if, say, you're stepping off that plane in Australia to see your relatives, or you're walking down the aisle, or you're jumping around with your grandchildren, or you're putting on that dress that you haven't fitted into in 10 years. How are you going to feel? How are you going to feel then? Try and imagine it now. So picture all the details. What does it look like? What does it sound like? What does it smell like even? But most importantly, what does it feel like to be there and you've done it? And that's a result of all the work that you've put in, starting from today. But you've done what you said you were going to do, and you've got there. How's it going to feel? And just create that picture, that feeling now, and you've done it. And now, on the flip side, how are you going to feel if you get to that place and you haven't done it, and you're exactly the same as you are now? So you're stepping off the plane on your holiday, you still don't feel good, and you're getting in your bikini. It's your wedding and you haven't been able to pull in those extra few inches. You're still a bit shy about your arms. Maybe it's you still can't manage to get up the few flights of stairs without getting out of breath, and you realise, that 6 months has gone past and you didn't do anything about it. How are you going to feel then? It's pretty horrible when you imagine that, isn't it? And when you think about the difference between how you could feel, like feeling really great, and how you could feel feeling just awful, that you've done nothing and maybe disappointed with yourself, that's often a great motivator. The sad thing is that pain is actually a great motivator. So sometimes it's not just reminding yourself of how you're going to feel if you do it. It's reminding yourself of how you're going to feel if you don't do it, and how you're going to feel in the future if you don't do it and you haven't done it and you haven't done anything differently. Because really, if you want to get different results, you're going to have to do something differently. And so if you want the results where you're going to be feeling differently in the future to how you're feeling now, you've got to put in something in order to get there. You've got to put in something extra. You've got to dig deep, get something extra out of you. Or just decide you're not going to use that same excuse. You're going to do something differently because it's not worth the pain of getting to that place and you've not done it. So remind yourself of that. Remind yourself of the future today, because what you do today creates your future. And on that note, I wish you a very good week, and let me know how you get on, and I'll speak to you next Monday.